Not so bad. Good and you. Right full. That's a stupid place for a dipstick. You gotta reach through that little hole right through there to get to it. She's dirty. She's dusty. Well, a couple more hours and we'll be done out here, so no time like the present. Let's start this guy, give him a couple minutes, and get at her. Talk to you guys later. Alrighty guys, well, this is done. The oats is in the ground. And I don't know what I'm gonna do about the alfalfa seed yet. It might be another week and a half before I do anything as far as putting the alfalfa down. I'm gonna harrow this. Harrows are gonna dry this ground out even more yet, but I gotta get rid of these lumps. It's the oats is in here basically not for green feed more than anything, being that this is organic. The oats is in here more than anything for weed control, to help combat the weeds. But we got to get rid of a bunch of these friggin' lumpies that we've created. Give you an idea what I'm talking about. Like this stuff right here. See how it's ridged? And that pile right there. If you guys can make that out. Like I could theoretically drive around here for days with the hoe drills and smoothing those ridges out, but I'm thinking the harrows should pull them apart. I may have to harrow it 2 times, maybe even 3 times before I'm happy with it. I don't know, maybe a land roller. Rent a friggin' land roller and maybe that'll friggin' do the job I need it to do. But I know right now, with all these lumpies, that's why the tractor's bouncing the way it is from the lumpies. So, yeah, we got to do something about them. Anywho, I'm going to let you guys go for now. I might be back out here today with the harrows even. Then again, I might come into this hayfield and do the opening rounds, get it opened up, and then harrow. That way if I go over the edge of the field a little bit on the opening pass, I won't be flattening my hay down, right? And I got a little bit of a dirt ridge there I wouldn't mind smoothing out, so it won't take long to harrow this, couple hours and it'll be done. So anyways, enough bullshit. I'm gonna let you go and we'll talk to y'all later. Okay guys, well, we got that hoe drill home. Got it all cleaned out. Did a fall grease job on it. Blew it all the dirt out of it, all the dust, the chaff, so on and so forth. And now this is hay that I seeded last year. We're taking her down, and holy cow, in areas like right here, it's a little bit fucking rank. I have to say myself, like, yeah, she's a little heavy. CP's back there. She's taking her drugs and it's making her feel a little better. So on this particular field, we're just going to do the opening 8 rounds. I think I got a broken sickle. It's hard to say for sure. Yep, I got a broken sickle. You can see that little strip sitting there. I'll get through this thick stuff and we'll stop and investigate the situation. But anyway, yeah, it's looking pretty fucking good. So fun. Let's get her done. Later. Alrighty guys, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and CP's bringing up number 8. And she's looking pretty good. There's a few spots, hilltop areas, where it's definitely lighter. But when you look at what you cut, and you look underneath, there's new plants just starting up, stuff that never actually quite germinated. So there's still establishment happening. So next year it should be a better crop yet. And all this clover that's out here, that's all volunteer. I never had no clover in the seed. We went back in our records and yeah, there was no clover put in here. So I don't know where the hell the clover's all coming from, but it's all volunteer stuff. CP actually just plugged her machine. We just got it going again. So last year we did 6 rounds. And she was saying how she felt it was tight for when we were turning, like chasing each other with the hay binds, and then making it tight for the rake. So this year we're doing 8. Give her a little more turning radius. Anyway, we'll get these 2 done, and I'll bring you guys back a little bit later. Alrighty guys, sorry I didn't bring you back when we were finishing up in that field. Ended up getting a phone call from the landlord and finally just got off the phone with him. So yeah, he was curious if we had made it out there to start cutting and how it looked and blah 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 blah. Anywho, we did our 8 opening rounds and we cleaned up a couple little corners. So all in all, I'd say it's going to run about, that field should run somewhere around 2.5. I'm going to guess 2.5 to 3 bale an acre. At this point, that's what it looks like. But time will tell. Once we get into it and start baling, that'll be the big one right there, right? So, anywho, let's get home and see what other kind of trouble we can get into. Talk to you later. Alrighty guys, well, it's like freaking 9:30, quarter to 10 at night. Doesn't look like it, but it is. The beacons are going. CP's got her beacon going, if you can make it out. Kind of blurry. That didn't really help you much. She's also got her lights on the back end of the tractor on, which going down the road she really shouldn't have them on. But anyways, what the hell are we doing? We're going baling. The stuff, that 42 acre field that had 50 bales on the opening 8 rounds is, well, at 7:30 was pencil fart friggin' dry. Like, it was really dry. So we're gonna go rake it up now that it's got some moisture on it, and we're gonna basically bale all night. We baled all night on part of that field last year, and we're gonna do it again this year. Or was that the year before? I can't remember, but I remember it was the year before. We baled all night on that field until 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and did it all in one night. So I don't want to run her over. My tractor goes faster than hers. Anyways, so yeah, that's what's going on. I'll bring you guys back when we get in the field and when we're baling. Talk to you later. So BP's out here by himself now because the swaths are so heavy. The rake is having issues because we got to make such a tight swath, and it's actually causing bunching problems with the rake. It won't flow out the back end worth a damn. I'm not able to get all of it. So we thought it would speed up the baling process by having 2 into 1. But in this situation, it really isn't, because I'm down to like 3 miles an hour trying to bale. And CP's having all kinds of issues with it bunching in the rake. So she went home, and I'm going to be baling single swaths. At least with singles, I can do like 7 miles an hour. And just give her. And I'd be able to get all of the swath instead of missing a bunch. If you bear with me, I'll show you what kind of a swath we're dealing with. Now this is the 40-acre field that I asked you guys to take a guess. And CP's guess was 128. To be honest, I'm thinking we're going to be more than 128. There's the swath. Like, I'm even having to really watch so I don't plug the pickup up like that. And sometimes I get lucky and you just gotta hit that hydraulic pickup and slam it up and down a couple times, and that'll be enough to jiggle it through. Now you see that? That's what happens when it's too big a swath for the rake. And it'll leave one hell of a mess. I love my coon rake, but sometimes it's meant to be used as a single versus a double swathing unit. And we have that ability. We have that ability with our coon to do single swath. Just roll it over if it's tough. Or to put 2 into 1. And we'll loop around again, because we didn't get it all. So yeah, by having to loop around, doing what we're doing, that's really no progression there, right? Okay, now we're into single swaths. So now we can pop Big Blue here into high gear. There. If you guys can make that out. Oh boy, 7.2. That's fast enough. We'll be bouncing around a little bit, but that's okay. But now I gotta weave, just slightly. But whatever. Okay. Pitter patter, let's get at her. Fun. Let's get her done. We'll catch y'all later. Alrighty, guys. Well, it's going on the midnight hour. We have up to 138 bales. So that's actually 47. So right there, if you guys can make that out, there's a little bit of pile of chaff on the ground right in front of that bale. Now I watch quite a few haymaking videos, ranchers and dairy farmers making hay. I'm just gonna stop here and we're gonna chat for a second about haymaking. And especially ranchers and beef cow guys, they all talk, oh, you gotta be down to 12% moisture. No, you don't. You don't want to be at 12% moisture, especially baling alfalfa. That little tiny bit of chaff, as the evening continues on, will basically disappear, and this stuff will still be in prime condition. What's our moisture level? I haven't the slightest friggin' idea, but I can tell you this much, it's fucking dry. Because when we started, we were having big piles. At 12% moisture, especially doing twine, that would be a hell of a friggin' pile of chaff sitting on the ground in front of that bale. At every friggin' bale, there's gonna be a little bit of a pile. Net wrap bales, not so much. There is a little tiny bit of a pile still with net wrap, but not as much as twine wrap. Because obviously you're sitting there waiting for the bale to tie a lot longer than you would be if you had net. Now I'd have a lot more of this friggin' field baled if I was running net right now. But cost of fuel versus cost of net, I don't know. Which is better? I don't know. For feeding in the winter time, CP and myself, we like twine over net. For storage, long term, I don't know. Twine seems to hold up a lot better than net. The net on our bales, the net that's on the ground, it fucking fell apart, to be honest with you. If I go to grab those bales with a spear, there's gonna be a big chunk of that bale that stays on the friggin' ground. And I gotta move a bunch of friggin' bales here right away. So, just to make room for all the bales we've made so far this year. Not to mention all the bales we have yet to make. But anyway, again, I find 16%, 17%, 18% internal moisture works really, really well on alfalfa. If it's pencil fart dry, fuck. I've baled stuff that was pencil fart dry and I was baling it. There was water coming off the tires of the tractor because the dew was so high and the stuff would still break. The moisture testers couldn't gauge the moisture because it was external moisture, not internal moisture. That's the big ticket here. Are we dealing with external moisture or are we dealing with internal moisture? Internal plant moisture of 12% is too dry. Especially on alfalfa. Grass will break up, but not like alfalfa. You want that leaf on the alfalfa to stay with the plant. I'm just watching the bale we're tying off here. So anyways, yeah, I find 16 to 18 internal moisture it'll keep no problem. It doesn't turn black, it doesn't go moldy. Now if it's external moisture, like I said, I've had it where it said we were 99.999 and it was external moisture. If the stem breaks, you're good to go. And right now the stem is still breaking on this stuff. So just my own 2 cents, guys. Keep your eye on your piles. How much friggin' pile of friggin' chaff are you getting? A hell of a lot of people watch that Wyoming Life, and old Mikey, nothing against the guy, but he's pushing for 12% moisture. The man is nuts. Get out there and fucking bale it. That's what I have to say. Get out there and friggin' get it done already. Anyway, if anybody's watching our Wyoming Life and anybody that watches us, make comments on Mikey's videos and tell him, get going. BP is telling you need to bale a lot sooner. Anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. We'll talk to y'all later. I think we're gonna push off probably close to 140 bales out here, but I could be wrong. Later, guys. Alrighty, guys, well, it's like 3:30, quarter to 4 in the morning. This is like prime. Look how much green is in here. Oh yeah, she's beauty. But I got a bad feeling I just ran out of twine. Yep, empty. So, I hate fucking carrying a bale home when it's right full. It's not good for wheel bearings and all that bullshit. And we still got like 6 or 8 swaths to do. So, this bale's gonna be real shitty. We're gonna kick the sumbitch out. We're gonna go home. We're gonna get some twine. We're gonna come back. We're gonna finish this sumbitch off. And maybe some coffee while we're at it. Catch you all later. Alrighty, guys, well, last swipe. Now, on our bale counter, I forgot to zero it out. So there's 91 bales from the last field added into this. So we'll have to subtract that. But this is her. I'll bring you back when we get her done. Alrighty, guys, last bale was only like 54 inches, so it wasn't right full. But bales 229 minus 91 is what the hell is that? Like 120 something or other. 229 minus 100 is fuck, my brain ain't working. I've been up for goddamn near 24 hours. So 229 minus 100 is 129. add 10, 139. So 139 bales we made here since 10 o'clock. Since 10 p.m. until 4:30, 4:45 in the morning. The sun is up, basically. 139 plus another 50. So what's that put us at, guys? 130, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. 189, 188, something like that. Not bad for a 42 acre piece. There's bales out there everywhere. I'll get a better picture and put it up here later on. So I'm going home. I'm gonna grab a couple hours sleep and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Talk to y'all later.